All right, we're gonna look at lesson 1, which is complementary and supplementary angles. So some important definitions to note. We have angle, which is a figure formed by two rays with a common vertex. So meaning you have a common vertex, a ray going in one direction, a ray going in another direction. That creates our angle. Vertex is the point of intersection between two rays. So that point where they meet. Specifically today, we're going to be talking about complementary versus supplementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum are 90 degrees. Supplementary is 180. Sometimes people get this mixed up. I remember 90 comes before 180 when you're counting. C comes before S in the alphabet. Visually, looks like this. Forms a 90-degree angle for complementary angles. Supplementary forms a straight line, 180 degrees. So let's just look at examples where we're just finding the complement. So reminder, finding the complement means they add to 90 degrees. So if you have a 12-degree angle, 90 minus 12 is 78 degrees. 90 minus 46 is 44 degrees. 90 minus 58 is 32 degrees. 90 minus 77, 13 degrees. For supplementary angles, we've got 180 degrees. 180 minus 155 is 25 degrees. 180 minus 85 is 95 degrees. 180 minus 13 is 167 degrees. And 180 minus 22 is 58 degrees. So now we're going to look at kind of from given images, and then we're going to do some more with some more word problems in it. So determine whether each value of the following shows a complementary or supplementary angle, then solve for the missing value. Right here, it's showing that right angle, which means it's a 90-degree angle, which is complementary. Finding the value of x, you can show the work or you can just do it in your head. 90 or on a calculator. 90 minus 27 is going to give us that the value of x is 63 degrees. Number 2, type of angle. It forms a straight line. So that means that it's a supplementary angle. Supplementary angles add to 180. So we're doing 180 minus 164, which leaves us with 16 for the value of x, or 16 degrees if you want to look at it that way. Over here is a little tricky. Find the measure of DAC. So I'm starting at D, going to A, going to C. So DAC is that angle right there. Okay. Type of angle here, we could use the supplementary angle or we could use a complementary angle. It doesn't matter either way. What I'm going to say is if this portion right here is 90, that means these two right here are 90, which are complementary. So these two form 90 degrees. So I'm doing 90 minus 57, which is 33 degrees. Now we're going to do kind of some algebra problems here. Type of angle. We have the 90-degree symbol. That tells me that it's a complementary angle. In order to find the value of x, we are going to set up an equation. So these two angles add to 90. So 2x plus 40 adds to 90 degrees. We are going to solve that. You're going to show your work. Subtracting 40 from each side, we get that 2x is equal to 50. Divide each side by 2. We get that x is equal to 25. And you can always go back in and double check. 25 times 2 is 50. 50 plus 40 is 90. Number 2, we have a straight line, which means they are supplementary and they add to 180 degrees. So I'm going to set up an equation. the first angle of 6x plus the second angle of 60 should add to 180 degrees. Now we're going to solve. Subtract 60 from both sides. We get 6x is equal to 120 degrees. X is being multiplied by 6. The opposite is to divide. 120 divided by 6 is 20. Number 6, type of angle. There are multiple angles right here, but if we are just looking at these two together right here, we can use this straight line, which really means that this is kind of extra information. So these two form a straight line, which means they are supplementary. To find the value of x, we're going to do 35 plus 12x plus 1 is equal to 180. I'm going to simplify first before I solve. 35 and 1 makes 36 plus 12x is equal to 180. Now we're back to our normal two-step equation. Subtract 36 from both sides. We get 12x is equal to 144. Divide each side by 12. We get that x is equal to 12. Number 4, type of angle. We've got a lot of angles here, but specifically the two that has information on it forms that 90-degree angle. That means this is kind of extra information. These two are complementary. They add to 90 degrees. So I'm going to set up an equation. 6x plus 4 plus 4x plus 6 is equal to 90. I'm going to simplify first. I have 6x's and 4x's, which is 10x. I have 4 and 6, which is 10, is equal to 90. Subtract 10 from each side. We get 10x is equal to 80. Divide each side by 10. We get that x is equal to 8. Next one, number 5. They form a straight line right here, which means they are supplementary. We can set up an equation, set it equal to 180. So 2x plus 3 plus x minus 6. So the first angle and the second angle equals 180. Let's simplify first. We have 2x's and 1x, which is a total of 3x's. We have positive 3 and negative 6, which is a total of negative 3. If we have negative 3, we're going to add 3 to both sides. We get that 3x is equal to 183. Divide each side by 3. We get that x is equal to 61. All right, last one, type of angle. We are just looking for the value of y, so there's some extra information here. So if I were to cut it off this way, we'd have a y and an x, and we don't know yet how to solve equations with two variables. So instead, if I cut it off this way, I have just another number. We can use that. So I'm going to use this straight line here, and this is all extra information. So I'm going to use the supplementary angle. So 25 plus our other angle of 12y plus 35 is equal to 180. I'm going to simplify first. 25 and 35 gives me 60. So 60 plus 12y equals 180. I have 60. I'm going to subtract 60 from both sides. We get 12y is equal to 120. Divide both sides by 12, and you get that y is equal to 10.